Merry Christmas Eve.
Yeah, Merry Christmas Eve. 60 degrees. Bees are enjoying getting out. Got a couple of last minute things to do with the hives. I'm gonna go ahead and put some insulation on. I got this 1-inch insulation foam. I've got 4 of them built right now and see how they work out. But I'll put it on at least 4 of these right now, make another one, and then I need to make 2 singles. But before I do all that, I want to just take a quick peek, see how the stores are doing since it's such nice weather, and seeing if I need to reduce any of the other ones. If I need to reduce them, then I'll be able to kind of rearrange food a little bit. It's a little late to be messing with them in the year, but you gotta take advantage of the weather. That and these two somehow didn't get entrance reducers on, so I'm gonna reduce those entrances and flip this one to the smaller setting. I noticed over in my other 2 hives over there that we just picked up from Gary, they didn't make it so far this year. I think the first frost got them. So those are pretty much robbed out over there. I took one of the frames out, actually 2, and put them in the one on top of the Connex, give them a little extra food. But those bees are doing great, and it seems like all these hives are hanging on at least. So my goal is to get some insulation on them for when the cold weather finally does show up, it's not as bad on them. So I'm going to go ahead and get started with that single deep, see what's going on there, and then work through the rest. All right.
Nice.
All right.
And earlier in the year, we did put up some, or not we, but Robert, put up some windbreaks. Yep. So that's what you see here for these hives up here, since they sit on top of the hill and the wind just blows straight into their entrance.
Yeah, I figure it's better than nothing. And the other thing to mention, I guess, now that Sherry's bringing up what we did before, is I did do 1 round of oxalic acid when the weather was just starting to turn cold before we got this warm up again. So that was probably 3 weeks ago, 4 weeks ago.
Yeah.
So hopefully they'll make it through with their mite loads. And then next year we'll be able to expand. Fingers crossed.
Okay. While Robert is doing that, I'm going to walk around and do an update for you guys because I don't have my gear on. I don't want bees flying in my hair. So, update. We haven't been posting for a while now. I think the last video we did was when we went to Tennessee, and then we came home and found out our freezer was unplugged and lost all of our chickens. Well, update on that. Our Tennessee friends, they actually drove up and gave us some of their chickens that we helped process. So that was very nice of them. For me and Robert, it is kind of hard to accept help or ask for help. So for them to just completely insist on bringing us chicken, we do appreciate it. You know, it's very, I don't even know what the feeling is. It's a very great feeling to know that we have this community to chip in, you know, if something happens. So we're very appreciative of it, very grateful, very blessed. So thank you again, Tennessee friends. But I wanted to do a little update just because, again, we haven't posted very often. We recently got a new roof. It's blue. I'm not sure if you can kind of tell in the video here. So that is pretty cool. I guess we had like 3 to 4 layers of shingles. So we got all that off, got the new roof on. It's a blue metal roof. We still need gutters, so to be continued on that part before we wrap up the roof completely. Our chickens are doing well. Of the 5 little babies that had hatched out earlier this year, 4 of them are roosters. Or no, 3 of them, sorry. 3 of them are roosters, 2 are hens, but we already have a rooster, so we have a total of 4 roosters, so we'll have to do something about that soon. Our piggies over here, I don't know if you can see them. I'll have them come into the light. Hey, piggies. They're dirty. They're gross. They're in their little poop area being gross, aren't you? Yeah. we've made a mess in there. So we gotta clean it up. We've pushed all their bowls over into this corner and we gotta clean that up. But we have picked a date to butcher the pigs. So we're gonna do that the weekend after the 1st. So January 6th is D-Day for these little piggies going to freezer camp. We will make a video on that. Probably not, you know, all of what goes into it, but for the most part, we'll show something. Breaking down of the animal and stuff, so it could be a 2-parter, but I wanted to update you guys on that. Robert just hollered at me to grab some pine shavings for him, so I gotta load that up over there. But it's pretty much the update. Not a whole lot's been going on. It's been cold off and on, so we've just been kind of hiding out in the house, keeping warm. No big plans for anything house project wise. I'm sure we'll get around to something. We still have the hallway and one room to do, so there is still plenty to do.
So somebody forgot to put pine shavings in this box, which is not the end of the world, they're still alive. But they are pretty light, so what I did was go ahead and lay down a nice layer of sugar. Theoretically, the sugar should absorb a little bit of moisture out of the hive and also feed them a bit. So I'll keep watching this one, and when I can get in there to add more sugar, I will. But we'll actually fill this box up with pine shavings. That will help with moisture as well. So I can get it in the box. So mental note, this one is light. Let's go ahead. I think this one was pretty light too. So I'll go ahead and check that one. I'm not pulling any frames out or anything. I'm just looking down in and hefting the boxes to see what they feel like. But if they feel light, then I'll add sugar. If they don't, I'll wait. Let's see this one. Oh yeah, this one's got some good weight to it. Probably 600 or 700 pounds, judging by the lift.
Great.
So this one has all its shavings like it's supposed to. A lot of these I did put some sugar blocks in earlier this year. They're probably getting pretty low. Let's see how our population looks in here. Take a quick peek. Then I'll add the insulation to this one. It looks good. Got a fair number of bees in here. Go ahead and wait on that one to add any sugar. Well, with the lid off, I should be able to slide one of my insulation boxes over. This will help with the wind as well throughout these cracks. I don't have to tape them up. Now I'll still be able to pretty much get in here to lift this box off to add sugar if I want, but all the cracks around the outside are all sealed up now, with the exception of the very bottom, which should be sealed with propolis anyway. I don't know, I've never insulated boxes before, but I figured I'd give it a shot. See if we notice any difference. Probably be a couple years before you can really tell, but what can you do?
We do our best.
So I can see some capped honey in there still. Oh, they're not happy. But I'm gonna go ahead and add some sugar to these ones. They feel pretty light when I lifted it. take a sheet of newspaper. Lay it over the top here. A lot of this sugar will just get drug out of the hive, but enough gets in there, gets moist, and they'll actually start eating it. So better to use sugar blocks, a lot of people say, but you do what you can with what you got. So that's what we got.
Okay, I'm walking back up to the house because I have bread in the oven. But more on the updates. Our kitties are doing good too. We actually just got both of them fixed. So no more kitties, especially from them because they're supposed to be brother and sister. So we don't want that anyway. But I also wanted to kind of show you guys more of the roof. See that there? You can definitely see the roof better on the back side versus the front side because the roof on the front side is just too high to see, but you guys can see it that way. And we just got this tripod too for the pigs. So that's going to be what we're going to use to hoist them up in order to, you know, cut them in half, gut them, and all that good stuff. As you guys can see, the garden is tucked in. I did have to cover some of the rows because some of our chickens will come up here and start digging around, and I don't want them getting to my garlic, so my garlic rows are covered. Ooh, bees are flying. Did you make more angry?
Maybe. I had to bump them out of the lids.
Okay, well, I'll give them a wide berth. Go behind the car. So you can see our berry rows, they're still okay. We got some wood chips from a friend, so Robert spread some wood chips in the walkways there. But as you can also see, weeds are growing and onions are growing. We got so much onions. Like, they're everywhere. In the grass. They're all throughout. You can especially see it in the winter time because the grass kind of dies out, but the onions are still really green and tall. So lots of wild onions. How are these looking?
I got a lot of bees. A little light. A lot of them are a little light. It's been going in waves of that cool and hot and cool and hot. And,
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, hopefully that one makes it. That was our money maker there.
Yeah, this one's got the genetics that I'd like to keep around. Ran out of newspaper though. So my goal for next year is to try to get up to about 15 hives. And that will just about do it for the amount that I want to have here. After that, I may think about putting hives other places, but let's get there first. I'm hopeful that at least half of these survive the winter.
Yeah.
And if they do, then we should be able to get to that number pretty easily. I'll probably still buy a couple of packages, but I can make splits off all these if they come out of the winter decent. And like this one here was our honey producer, 150 pounds or so, plus we made 2 splits off of it. So we can get that going in a couple other ones. Should be in good shape. We'll see how the weather goes this year though. Last year was a bad start with the late real hard freeze. So we'll see what the weather does.
Are you gonna try to graft any queens?
I want to try to, I don't know if I'll graft or not. I've got a mini mating nuke that I might try out. I might try grafting. But I definitely want to make some queens, make some splits. So we'll see how that goes too. We'll see. Well, they about ate all their sugar. There's still some in there. Let's see. Well, they got decent weight. Not real great, but. So we'll go ahead and finish up making the insulation for the last 3 hives. But yeah, goal is 15 hives. Try my hand at grafting queens, which is basically taking a real young larva and transferring it into a artificial queen cell, and then growing out those queens in a queenless hive. And then right before they emerge, you could take them out and put them into a queenless hive, each, because you do several at a time, several queens at a time. You take them out, you can put them in a queenless hive, and then have them go out and get mated, hopefully.
Am I in the full frame?
Yep.
What do you want me to say?
I don't know. What do you want to say?
I don't know.
Why have you been gone for so long?
Yeah, so in the summer when Robert was working, I would do the videos. At least try to do videos for you guys. But I actually am working now and he's not. So if you're not getting videos, it's because of him. Not because of me. I work from home. I was actually fortunate enough to get my job back. My job prior to coming to Kentucky. So I work for the state of Oregon, but I live in Kentucky. So kind of weird, but that's what it is. So I've been busy doing that since the end of October. We'll see what kind of balance I can do come spring and summer when the garden season's in full swing. But yeah, we've just been quiet because of that and because it's winter and there's not a whole lot going on. I told them about the new roof.
Yeah, we got a new roof.
We still need gutters though. And I told them about the calves, having to get rid of the roosters. I showed them the pigs, their dirty little faces, and how they have D-Day on the 6th. Call it that. Freezer camp.
Freezer camp.
We're going to freezer camp, guys.
All right. You're all caught up. Until next year.
Yep.
Bye.
Bye.
Like and subscribe for more amazing content, and comment down below what you liked most about this video.